Hello, if you're randomly coming across this video, that's sort of what I do. Go out and find historical graves or famous graves and videotape them in case somebody else is maybe looking. So this is John Bagley, former governor of the great state of Michigan. It's a pretty easy one to find here in Widmer Cemetery. Just look for that big rock, and there's a big monolith behind it. I've always been amazed with how simple some markers are of great people and how elaborate some graves are of less notable people. Certainly back in the day, people were more elaborate with their settings. I'll tell you a really nice one is Howard Hughes in Houston, Texas. That's quite the setup they did for him. All right, a little bit about the cemetery as I go back to the entrance to help you find it. I always start the video at the grave and work my way back because maybe all you really want to do is see the marker, right? So Widmer Cemetery was built in 1867. That's about 20 years older than Woodlawn, which is the more prestigious cemetery in Detroit with many historical interments there. John Bagley's there, by the way. He's in section D and super easy to find. There's two other notable markers here in the cemetery. They're actually having a service today, so I'm going to have to take the sort of long way around. But James Verner, the guy that invented Verner's, the guy that really missed the boat. He could have been the Coca-Cola. He was about 50 years older than Coke, but he didn't know how to carbonate it. All those guys back then, they were selling those drinks as elixirs, right? Medicines and stuff, right? So you can see that's pretty easy. Right there is the main entrance. Right back over to section D. And you can see the former governor of the great state of Michigan. And this neighborhood here in Detroit has seen better days. Can't imagine that it was really spectacular back in the day. I heard that the story of the cemeteries was that they had really big hopes for it, that they had a group of industrialists get together and they bought this 300-acre land, and everything was awesome. And then Woodlawn really came around and knocked it out of the park, so to speak, and that one wound up really catching on and becoming the premier cemetery of Detroit. Aretha Franklin is up there, and the Dodge brothers. That'll be one of my videos. But also here in the cemetery at Widmer is David Buick. Buick Motors fame, and they lasted 107 years or so. Buick did. It closed in 2010, opened in 1903. And in case you're wondering why this video drags on in 5 minutes, is because that's what YouTube requires, right? 5 minutes. So I always start at the grave, tell a little history of the cemetery, show you how to find it. And I have literally seen thousands and thousands of graves in my life. Nothing morbid. I just a history buff, and sort of my thing to do, and including Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris. You know, so famous, just an amazing cemetery with, of course, Morrison there from The Doors, and it's sort of a thing there that people drink wine and do other things on his grave. Good luck getting a picture of just the grave. But Oscar Wilde is there too, and one of my favorite people was Laurent Fignon of the Tour de France, and I got treated like a mean American when I asked for directions to Laurent Fignot's grave. So, all right, well, there you go. If you like the video, just check out some of my other ones, and I hope to have hundreds and hundreds over my lifetime. Thank you. Bye-bye.